Hello everyone, welcome to Caroline's Craft Tree, and today I'm going to do the second part of my Dragonfly journal, and it is going to be all about the papers and my thought behind how I arrange them, etc. So I've got all the papers cut, folded, etc. And what I do is, if I'm working with a digital kit, I will divide my papers up into groups. So this group is the digital papers that are a bit busier. Now this journal is going to have 2 signatures, and there are 6 papers of this style. So I'm going to make 2 piles, and I don't really get too picky on what goes in which. And the idea is I want to make up my 2 signatures, then I'll go and I'll rearrange the papers even more. So then this next batch is the 6 papers from the kit that aren't quite as busy. So I will divide them up into kits as well. And some, like this one and this one, they're similar. The backgrounds are similar, but they are a different color. So I'm not too worried about putting them in the same signature or different signatures. And then there is the 2 digital tea-dyed papers. And remember that I did back all the digital papers with my tea-dyed digital kit. So then I've got a bunch of my tea-dyed colored doily papers. Not even sure how many there is. 2, 4, 6. So there's 8 of them. So now I'm just going to go back and forth and put 1 in each pile until I've used up all the papers. Now whether all these papers will stay in the signatures, that's a whole different story, and I'll decide that once I sort them a little more. So then I've got just regular tea-dyed paper, and then I've got a couple odds and ends of papers, and then of course different book pages. And when I dug these out, I did dig out 2 pages of each, 1 for each signature. I tend to do the signatures very similar in each book. There's that crunchy paper bag type, 2 of those, and then some odds and ends of papers of the different things. I think it's really important the number of pages you have in a signature, and I can already tell that I'm going to have too many pages. I only like to use about 10 to maybe 13 pages in a signature, and that's going to be more. So some of them are going to have to come out. But I just, process of elimination, what I like in it. Maybe something when I'm putting it together it just doesn't match. It's always hard to tell. So from here I will start to break it up into different sections. And everybody does this process so different. And this is just how I find it works for me. I like to pick out a page that I really like for the first page, and I think I'm going to go with this one right here. So I will do a digital, and then I'll do some other kind of paper, and I try to spread the smaller pages out throughout the journal. So while I've got that one in my hand, let's put it in there, and then I'm going to grab this one of the tea-dyed, one of digital paper in there. Let's put the tea-dyed digital in there. Then one of these. And then another digital. And I just kind of go like that. Let's do the tracing paper next. And it's not rocket science. I don't really think about it a whole ton unless there's something that really catches my eye and I think, oh, that really needs to go together. But just keep putting them in. And sometimes I'll put other papers together depending on how many digitals I have in something. You never know. It's all on what I'm feeling at that moment in time. Sometimes I'll put like a fold in it like that if it's a bigger page. In the middle I always try to put something that's a little flashy. And then when I'm down to just a few, I'll just start adding them in with no rhyme or reason to where I am putting them. So how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there's 21 pages, and that's going to be really hard to stitch in. One thing I have learned is that the less papers you have in a signature, the easier it is to stitch it in. So that will have to be narrowed down some. So then I just kind of look through and decide, okay, what can come out? What is causing bulk? And then I just try to narrow it down a little bit. Like I say, no rhyme or reason really. So I took out 3 pages. So I'll try it at that. So I'm just going to set that aside, and now I'm going to arrange this other one. And I've got to get rid of a few pages, so that one's going to go. I'm not going to do all of these ones then. And usually it's book pages or stuff like that that I minus. Just because I like the other papers and whatnot. And so trying to get organized here. So which one do I want in the front of the signature on this one? I think I'm going to go with that one. And of course I don't put these in the same order as I did in the other book. I'm just going to kind of put them in. I'm not really worried at this point on if they're upside down or not, because I always double check that, because I have sewn too many papers in upside down over the couple of years, and I'm sure we've all done that. If you haven't, put your hand up. I've sewn in pages, I've sewn in signatures, upside down. Okay, let's see how many. I've got 2 pages left in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there's 17 pages. And I can't remember how many was in the other one now. Let's quickly 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17. There's 18 in that one, so might still have to cut her down a little bit, but we'll see. So now there's going to be 2 signatures right there. Now what I want to make sure is that they're going to fit into the journal okay. Because you don't want to overfill the journal, of course. And even though I don't have the spine in yet, I can get a good idea if it's going to be too much or not enough. So that's what it's going to look like in there. Not sure if you can see that. So I think that will be pretty good. I might still get rid of just a few pages in here, because by the time I add all the other goodies, so this one had an extra page in it. Let's just see what we can start with that one. That one was quite a thick page. So now they both have the same amount of pages. So really this is like a big thing for me, is just getting the right number of pages and what I want in it and what I don't want in it. I kind of like those pages in there. We need some blank pages in there. Okay, I'm going to try that. And I'll go through them a couple of times when I get them to this stage and decide, do I like this page next to that page? Is there anything I want to change in the order of them? Just do I like how it all works? At this point I do not think about what am I going to decorate this page with, what am I going to decorate that page with. It's just mostly the order of them. I'm going to flip that page around, because just so then it's the right way. A lot of the pages don't really matter which way they go, because they could actually go either way. Now this one and this one are kind of the same, so I'm going to change the order of these. And I'm going to put that one put it where this one is. I just don't want those right together like that. Oops. And it's so easy to get mixed up on where you are. Okay, so those ones look pretty good. Now let's go through this one. And are they the right way up? And do I like the order of them? I do a little bit of trying to decide what's where and what not. But for the most part, I don't mind order very much. And one reason I try to separate the different, like the digitals and the regular papers, is it allows you to spread out what you're going to decorate with a little bit more. And I will sometimes go through the second half just to make sure pages are the right way up. Because sometimes with one page it's really hard to tell. Okay. I think we've got that one. Figured out as well. So there is our two signatures, pretty much in the order that they want to go in. It is possible I still might minus a couple of pages out of them. But for now, we'll leave them like that. Now, I know some people don't like having the pages at different sticking out like this. Now, you could trim them, you could leave them, and for me, it all depends on how I'm feeling. Some days I don't mind it, other days I don't like it. So, you can't really avoid it, because as you put the pages together, of course, they start coming out. For me, if I want to trim these, I will start with the very middle page. I'll take it out, and I'll trim a little bit back off, put it back in, and see how it looks. For the Dragonfly journal, I'm not going to worry about that at this point, I don't think, because I might put a little bit of lace or something along the edges of some of these. So then you tend not to notice it as much if you put lace down the sides. I'm still not 100% sure what I'm doing on the inside of this journal. It's kind of a fly-by-night thing. So looking at the cover and these, the color sort of goes together and sort of doesn't. I'm not too big on the colors or a theme per se. If I add something different in, I'm okay with that. I do more eclectic type things anyways, but sometimes when I'm dealing with a digital kit of sorts, I kind of like things to be more matchy-matchy, but it's not the end of the world if they don't totally go together. But with a cover like this, there's lots of greens in the pages, because then you get that page that goes together really, really nice with it, I think. So that's how I figure out my pages. It's not rocket science. It's all on how you want to do your pages. And we are all different. I know some people like to say, well, you know, this goes with this on this page, and that is wonderful. I'm just not quite that, because I might add something to the page before that blends it in with the other page. So there you go. That's how I do my pages, and I hope you enjoyed this one. I will be making a playlist for this Dragonfly journal, and it is my first step-by-step journal process that I'm showing you. We'll see you again soon. Bye.